Chat. Well, ain't no chat on here right now, but man, don't we miss being live? We miss it so much, so much, so much. Can we get? Why it seem? Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully y'all can hear me pretty good. Yes. I'm sorry, I was just checking mic check. It looked decent. Let's get to the videos. Is both of them on here though? We gotta find our videos too, cause I don't have them. I don't have it ready. I will say that. And Bella's in the room coughing. Tell you one thing. Always when I'm about to go live, she loves to interrupt me. I will say that. But it's been so long. Make sure you know, if you're rewatching this right now, make sure you hit that like button or subscribe button. Okay. Alright, right before we about to start, hold on, let's go check on Bella. Hold on. When did he drop this?
All natural.
February 28th. We really like new stuff. So let's go to the recently updated on here. Let's see if it's something that's recently been posted that we can talk about. Why I'm stepping away from YouTube. I'm out.
Shout out to my guys of the MT Army, my fellas, all right? And one love to the beautiful ladies of the MT Auras, okay? I haven't done a video like this in a while, which is just me long form, just kind of speaking about happening, things that are on my mind, and my thoughts as to the growth, the sustainability of the things that I'm doing within the channel, life updates, all right? So for those that are interested, I'll give this video that opportunity. But yeah, you're looking at the title, you're looking at the thumbnail. I'm going to take a break, baby, okay? I don't know for how long, so just stay tuned into the channel. But I don't have any notes for this, so I wanted to just really just freestyle, just tell you guys kind of what's...
Baby, well, that's interesting. We got 6ix9ine trying to make a comeback. Show us moments. What? Somebody got hit on a moments.
People started screaming.
The collision happening last night just after 11 p.m. Frontier Flight 4345 was on the runway at Denver International in the...
Bro, how did somebody get hit?
The #1
on
rated
the
business
runway?
travel platform lets your team book work travel in one place. Flights, hotels, cars.
How did that happen? Make sure you guys hit that like, share, subscribe button if you haven't. Let's watch. How did somebody get hit by a jet on a runway? How are you walking on a runway?
People started screaming.
The collision happening last night just after 11 p.m. Frontier Flight 4345 was on the runway at Denver International in the process of taking off when, according to the airport, a pedestrian jumped the perimeter fence and was hit just 2 minutes later while crossing the...
Bro, how and why? What type of airport is this? Like, that's what I'm wondering. Like our airports is like, why would you jump this? And you ain't looking both ways. You just running. You just running for dear life. Like, I'm about to jump this fence and I'm about to run on an airway. I ain't even gonna look and see if a plane coming.
Runway.
We just hit somebody. We have an engine fire.
According to the airline, smoke was reported in the cabin and the pilots aborted takeoff.
There does appear to be human remains on the runway.
Pilots deploying emergency slides
Oh, that's crazy.
to evacuate the plane.
Stay low down.
Videos from on board showing the chaotic aftermath, passengers sliding down.
People were just crying and grabbing on their loved ones and hugging their loved ones.
The Airbus A321 was carrying 224 passengers and 7 crew members. 12 people reporting minor injuries and 5 people were transported to local hospitals.
How did they get hurt? How did hitting, I ain't gonna say it like that, but how did hitting somebody injure people? Like, I guess because it was like a sudden stop or something, or what? How did that happen? I'm still curious on how and why would you go on a runway?
It's unclear how this person made it through, but this is what the perimeter looks like. A fence with barbed wire and still more than half a mile away from the nearest runway.
To have them walk out onto a runway?
Yeah, like, it's like, because most airports are just kind of by themselves, especially where the airplanes are taking off at. Like, bruh, what was your thought process? This was suicide, probably. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think below.
It's exceedingly rare. It happens in some countries more frequently, but not here in the U.S.
Back in 2020, a man managed to walk on the wing of a passenger jet. And in 2024, authorities found a passenger dead inside a plane engine in Salt Lake City after he breached an emergency exit onto the airfield. While the remaining passengers finally made it to LAX on a new Frontier flight, tonight the affected runway now back in operation as Transportation Secretary.
Bro, did he get caught in the wing? Bro, that's a crazy way to go. I'm not gonna lie. Did he get caught in the wing, or did he get hit by the tires or something? But if he got caught in that wing, oh my. Like, you picking some ways to go. That ain't the way, I tell you that.
Duffy warns no one should ever trespass on an airport.
I mean, it's just bonkers. I don't know why anybody would actually do that.
And Liz Kreutz joins live from Denver International Airport. Liz, any updates on the injured passengers?
Yeah, Jose, officials say that 4 of the 5 passengers hospitalized have been released. We don't know the condition of that 5th person. Authorities have also not released the identity of that trespasser or said anything at this point about a potential motive. Jose.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news. And
listen, that's crazy. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, comment below. Bro, how? I was just seeing this too. Hold on, where is that at? Let's go back to recently updated. I was just seeing Fed sees millions in drug raid tied to cartel. That's crazy. This right here, like Kodak. How are you back in jail?
If you don't understand the rules of power, you will certainly lose to someone who does.
Like, how did Kodak go back in jail? How are you?
Doing well. Next case is State of Florida versus Bill Capri.
Like, bro, like how are y'all already y'all rich, bro? Like, what's going on? Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Comment below what y'all think about this Kodak appearing after drug trafficking. Like, is this really drug trafficking?
2026 CF 6084.
David Bigney on behalf of Bill Capri.
Bradford Cohen on behalf of Bill Capri, Judge.
All right. Good afternoon, sir. If you can just tell me your name and your date of birth.
Bill Capri, sir.
All right. Date of birth.
That's a crazy name. Dale Caprice? Is that what we said? I don't know.
June 11, 1997.
All right. Thank you. All right, Mr. Capri, you are here for your initial appearance. You were arrested pursuant to an arrest warrant, so probable cause was previously determined by Judge Murphy. We are here for purposes of today for determining your bond and as well as conditions of bond. Before we do that, is there anything?
Like, why are y'all still drug trafficking? Like, bro, like, I wonder, like, let's see.
That the defense wishes to add?
I do, Judge. I just want to point out a couple things with the arrest and the affidavit for arrest. I know that PCOs are to be found.
Yes, sir.
Generally speaking, I always like to make the court aware of the strength or weakness of the case because I think that goes towards the bond. In this case, Judge, this happened in November. Oh, before I get to that, we also self-surrendered for the court's edification. We self-surrendered. He was in California. I had him fly back.
You talking about this happened in November? This crazy. It's May.
Specifically for this case, I was notified by the U.S. Marshal Service and given the opportunity to surrender him. U.S. Marshal Service was beyond professional in this case, just for the record. But if you read the affidavit that is attached to the warrant, Judge, essentially what happened here was there was two vehicles.
Yes, sir.
Neither of the vehicles are registered to Mr. Capri personally. An officer approaches the
so it sounds like
vehicles. One vehicle, he says, smells like marijuana. He searches that vehicle, finds something in that vehicle that is unrelated to Mr. Capri. The second vehicle, and he doesn't even see Mr. Capri on the scene at this point. The second vehicle, they then inspect. There's one person in that vehicle. There's two bags next to that person, both in the passenger side of the vehicle. One bag has drugs in it and some other items. The other bag has what he initially says, and he doesn't put this in his affidavit, he initially says that he tests it, and it tests as 27 grams of cocaine, which is just under the trafficking amount of 28 grams. When he then sends it in, allegedly, it becomes MDMA. So I also have his original report that says when he originally tested it, it tested as cocaine. Inside that bag, there's some items that he says belong to Mr. Capri, an identification and some paperwork. He then sends things off to get printed. None of the things in that bag come back to Mr. Capri as his fingerprints. I think there were several latent prints taken off. None of them match Mr. Capri. At that point, then Mr. Capri approaches the officer and is now on the scene, was not in the vehicle, and does.
That's crazy. That's crazy how he got to go to jail. He's not even there. Just because his ID is in the bag.
Doesn't make any admission that the bag is his or anything like that. The officer then goes one step further and goes on Mr. Capri's Instagram, and on one picture in his Instagram, there's a picture of him standing next to a bag that looks like the bag that was in the car. Now, I know PC was already found, so I'm not going to argue PC, but it's really screaming at me, but I won't argue it. But, I mean, the case law on this is so very clear, and I use two very, very, I think.
Hey, them lawyers, boy. That's why you pay them lawyers the big money. I'll tell you one thing. Sound like he know what he doing.
Esteemed cases. One of them is Edmond v. State, and the other one is McCrae v. State. And I'll just give you a very brief on it.
Right. So let me ask you this before we get into the cases.
Yes.
One, has a copy been given to the state?
I'll give her a copy. I'm sorry.
Because certainly last thing we want to do is have a hearing by ambush.
I use these in a lot of the construction cases, construction possession cases. So the Edmond case is kind of an amazing case. The police raid a house on a warrant. The guy's hiding in the closet with wet cocaine next to him in a hole that his head is within 1 foot of the hole. On the stove is cooking cocaine. Next to the stove is his ID and some paperwork. In a bedroom in the house is more paperwork that belongs to him. The court found that's still not enough for constructive possession. It's kind of an amazing case, and I'll give you the exact site for it, but it's Edmond v. State, and the state has a copy of it. The other one is McCrae. In McCrae, they're pulling a guy over.
So they got to mention these other cases that didn't go. Let me know how this one can go, and mine is going like this.
They pull him over, he jumps out of the car and makes a run for it. As he's running, the officer sees that he's playing with his waistband and makes a throwing motion. He puts him down on the ground, arrests him, and tells the other cop, hey, go back and see what he threw. They find a baggie of cocaine, no fingerprints on it. They print it, no fingerprints on it. And the court says that's not enough for constructive possession. Those cases are so much closer to constructive possession than this case. And I would just ask the court, in considering a bond, to look at the case, to look at the affidavit that's with the case. And I understand that the typical bond on this is $50,000. I'm asking for a $10,000 bond. I on my way here on the train, I was typing up a motion to dismiss. It's just there is not enough here. I get
Right,
it.
and I'll stop you there. I mean, obviously, you know that the motion to dismiss is for another day. We're here for the sole purpose of
Yes, Judge.
determining bond and conditions of bond. Your client.
And I appreciate, Judge. And I don't know if you
I've
want-
got the sites for you, Your Honor.
Oh.
Edmond versus State is 963 Southern 2nd 344. It's 2007 case, 4th DCA. And the McRae versus State is another 4th DCA case out of 2006, and I do not have that site. We'll give them the case over there. Again, not arguing PC, it's been found.
Yes, sir.
But we believe that the importance of this information is the strength of the case is something for the court to consider. Additionally, again, as Mr. Cohen had said, this was a self-surrender case. This is not somebody who is a flight risk. And
Yeah, that's crazy. But that's why he got to stop. He got to stop doing them drugs, because they looking to take you down for anything, bruh. Like, right or wrong. Like, you can't. That man ain't 28 grams. He ain't, what he about to say? What type of, I don't know how much money that'll give you. I ain't skilled in that. I don't know, but I don't think it's nothing compared to the money that he making. Like, he gonna want more than that.
strength of
To
the
make
case,
some money.
using the word strength very, very loosely.
That sounds like some shit that he used.
I would ask that the court consider a low bond, $10,000.
And he's never failed to appear, as long as I've represented him.
As long as you've represented him, there is at least one.
I've represented him since he was like, I don't know, 17. Yeah, there might be one really far back in the past.
There's one from 2016. Before I determine conditions of bond and bond amount, State, is there anything that you all wish to add?
No, Your Honor. As both attorneys said, they're not arguing PC, and PC has already been found. The schedule for trafficking is $50,000. PC has been found for a trafficking, so the state would ask that you give a bond of $50,000. The state would actually ask that you increase the bond, as the defendant is a professional rapper. As the counsel has indicated, he flew in from California. He is also, when you do a search, listed as a Haitian American. He does not have any ties to Orlando. He's from Pompano Beach, but again, he flew in from California. So state would not only ask that you have the bond at $50,000 in light of his occupation and lack of ties to Orlando, that it actually be increased, and one of the conditions be that he surrender his passport.
If I can just address that very quickly, Judge. He is a proud Haitian American, but he is an American. He has a U.S. passport. He doesn't have any plans on leaving the country. I mean, we've faced cases that are 10 times this case.
Yeah, no, that's crazy to say. Let's increase, and he wasn't even in the car.
And I've won, by the way. But we'll put that in another bucket. But the fact that he's a rapper doesn't give you a legal purpose to raise the bond. So I would still ask for a $10,000 bond, Judge.
All right, well, I appreciate all the argument. Again, Mr. Capri, you're charged with trafficking in methamphetamine or MDMA, more than 10 grams, less than 200 grams. That is a first-degree felony. Again, you are entitled to a bond, so I am going to give you a bond. I have considered the strength of the case as well as everything that was set forth in the arrest affidavit. I understand the arguments presented by your counsel. I think one of the things that was left out was, while you weren't necessarily claiming ownership of the bag, you were requesting that the funds within the bag be turned over to you. So there at least is some tie, seems like, to the court, to that bag. Nonetheless.
Yeah, Yeah, you should have gave up on that. It must have been some racks in there. It must have been a good 100. That's really what it is. They ain't releasing that. How much of money was in there?
I think in
He
terms
shouldn't have did that. He should have gave it up because you didn't admit guilt.
of bond, I am going to slightly increase the bond. I think based upon your not the fact that you're a rapper, I think that has no binding, but the other factors that the court considered is your prior criminal history, including 12 prior felony convictions, 2 misdemeanor convictions, 1 failure to appear. That was quite some time ago, so I'm not giving a ton of weight to the failure to appear. But I think an appropriate bond in this case would be $75,000, so that's going to be what the court sets the bond at. As conditions of your bond, I am going to order that you not return to the scene of the offense, which is 910 Fairvilla Road, Orlando, Florida, which is the Children's Safety Village. Additionally, I am going to order that you not have any contact with any of the co-defendants in your case, so specifically Mr. Avon Joseph and Mr. James Twitty. Additionally, you are not to possess or consume any drugs or controlled substances without a valid prescription. Additionally, this should go without saying because you are already a felon, but you're not to possess any weapons or firearms. Additionally, I am going to order that you not have contact with any of the other witnesses in the case, so specifically Gizgard Kantave, Arquita McDougald, Dion Rogers, and Mazrik Senmelis. Aside from that, I believe those are all the conditions that I think would be appropriate in this particular case. Obviously, if you all are seeking to have the bond modified or reduced, you can file the appropriate motion with the assigned judge, and I'm sure they'll get you in the docket to address that for you. I'm also not going to order that you surrender your passport. I don't deem you to be a flight risk. Again, you only have 1 prior failure to appear dating over 10 years ago. So, Mr. Cohen?
Yeah, yes, Judge. There's one thing. One of those individuals is his brother. So I don't know how you don't have contact with your brother.
Which one?
Masnick. And then the other ones, I think there's some cousins involved in there. One of them is his manager. One of them is his road guy. So
Which one's the co-defendant?
It's not a co-defendant. You said no contact with the witnesses.
Right, but before that, I said Avon Joseph and James Twitty.
Yeah, I don't mind about that. That's fine.
Okay.
But there's the other individuals that had nothing to do with this case that were just on the scene. One of them is his brother, Masnick.
Okay.
And then I believe one of them is I think 2 are security and 1. Yeah, 2 are his security.
All right, which 2?
Which 2 are those? Cantave and Dion.
All right, so I will permit you to have contact with your team, so your security, and so that's Cantave, Rogers, and Senmelis. You can have contact with them, so I'll strike the condition. Okay?
Perfect. Thank you, Judge.
So much. Best of luck to you, sir.
Judge.
You as well.
That's a crazy case, man. Y'all got to stay away from that, man. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Comment below, because that's crazy. What is this? Well, this is old, though, too. Which is crazy. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Comment below. Let's see what else is there. Recently uploaded for us. No loyalty in the black community. That was 3 days ago. Blue City under fire after horrible attack. This looked like this was probably a good interview. Crash out. What happened? LAP set up patrols. Maybe his wife really didn't ruin him. Sentencing. As he turned off his loyal. This was a crazy video, actually. 45 minutes, though. Really deep. Taxi drivers accused of paying undercover. Every time. JP Morgan. I wanna that's crazy that he so is he completely took over the Daily Show, or is that just his segment? His segment is going crazy, I tell you that. Like his videos on there, what's name is? I think he do one every day. He do one once a week. Oh, I don't want to do that.
This family has been filling and filling their mill food recycler for a week now. And yet, it's still not full. 8 days? 9 days? Nope. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No.
We gotta watch something funny. Let's see what this is, man.
It's Josh Johnson in 3D.
Ooh, I'm in 3D.
This is very bad. Oh, they closed. Okay, so Spirit closed at 3 a.m. this morning.
Which is crazy. Like, they close at 3 a.m. Like, bro, they say we done. Make sure you guys comment, share, subscribe, and let me know what y'all think about this Spirit Airlines shutting down, because that's crazy.
Everyone who I know has quit a job. Nobody I know has had their job quit at 3 a.m. It's just
Nigga talking about you quitting. Y'all gotta quit at 3 a.m. It's crazy.
3 in the morning and your job call you like, I'm not coming in today. So
It's talking about you're no longer here. You're no longer welcome.
that's what. So basically, they shut down all the operations effective immediately. And when they said immediately, they meant like immediately means like while you're still in the air and you're landed.
The one crazy thing about it, like that's one crazy thing about jobs. Like they can fire you whenever, and they can shut down whenever. But when you quit whenever, it's an issue. That's like a strike against you. Like you can't quit whenever, but I can fire you whenever. I can shut my business down whenever. Like that's crazy.
I'm thankful everything.
But you know that's how it is.
Landed immediately, right? They shut down immediately, and the thing that's heartbreaking about
it's like they didn't even know. They like we might shut down, we might not.
This is that Spirit Airlines did have a lot of fairness to it. You know, we live in a world where there's an expectation around decorum, right?
But my thing too with Spirit Airlines, I feel like they should have just raised their prices. I don't know what he about to say, but it's like, why didn't you just raise your prices to match what you like? I feel like the owner, I feel like just looking from the outside in, like it sounds like that owner was so stubborn and so stuck in his ways. Like, hey, I want to keep my prices fair no matter what. But like, bro, why didn't you just lower your prices?
Expectations socially about what you can and cannot do based on the optics. And Spirit never cared about any of that. I'm sure some of them found out in the air. That's gotta be terrible. Like, it's one thing to find out you don't work where you work anymore. But to find out in the air.
Talking about to find out in the air when you land, like, bruh, like we done? But I think in some ways they did kind of know that they was, like, if you were in the business, like you kind of knew that any day, like, hey, we might shut down. But for 2 years, I'm guessing they've been about to shut down. So
has to be different, because here's the thing: if you work for like a trucking company and they did you dirty, they went ahead and said, hey, we've dissolved as a company effective immediately. This isn't even a company. You won't even get paid your hourly rate. We'll pay you for the hour that we were still operating, but now into the future, you could just get out of the...
Bro, that's nuts. Talk about just imagine you in Cali, bro. Like, that's a long way back that you're not about to be paid for.
Truck. And be like, go find your own inventory then. If you...
That's so crazy.
It's a play. Like you at least, if I was
in the truck, I feel like it's no difference, because you can be over the road and you got to go far, and like, how you getting home?
Spirit, I would tell specifically air traffic control.
And I'm looking at some of these stories, like pilots have to fly back in different airlines, and like, that's crazy.
Control not to tell them anything until they landed. You know what I mean? Like, imagine, because you can hear some of the like correspondence between air traffic control and some of the pilots even now. People landing, and air traffic control is like, sorry about what happened to you guys.
Talking about they all got to talk to you.
And then you hear the pilot be like, what?
You ain't heard? Yo, you stupid.
No, it's not. It wouldn't be fair to put that on air traffic control. Their job is already hard enough. They would definitely let it slip. They got too many things to worry about. You know, Spirit Airlines fascinated me the entire time as an airline, because I had to fly Spirit plenty of times. My career has been up and down.
No, pretty good now, I guess.
Oh, truly, sometimes you would fly Spirit and I'd be like, this seems like scam money. You know what I mean? Like, I would show up, I'd be like, $59, are you sure? $59 for a round trip. Are you sure y'all using jet fuel? Because y'all gotta be using Crisco for these prices. There is no way.
And that's my thing, like, bro, why didn't y'all never raise the prices? Like, that's what I don't understand about them. Like, just raise the price. People still gotta fly, so they still gonna use it, because you're still gonna be a little bit cheaper than everybody else.
Y'all are burning jet fuel, and I paid $59 with everyone else who was broke to get so far.
Bronco and Sid were between the moral and the immoral.
I'm happy with that.
They operate in the gray.
In the gray.
Please drink responsibly.
Rated R. Theaters Friday. Get tickets now.
The Mediterranean diet is the world's healthiest diet, and Factor makes it easy to eat that way every day. A true Mediterranean...
I used to love those like viral videos of things that were happening on Spirit Airlines. Like, I don't know if y'all remember the possum. All right, I guess a bunch of y'all haven't seen this. Okay, so in the way that a lot of
I haven't seen it.
Houses that are haunted usually have a bunch of activity in the basement or the attic. There's something about where they would put Spirit in an airport.
No, he ain't never lying. They'll put him in the back or the end. Like, it's, hey, they discount it, so, or just one of them. I haven't flew a lot, so I've never rode Spirit Airlines.
Say Spirit never had prime real estate in the airport. You would actually get scanned through TSA and then go have to find the Spirit terminal and be like, it's in here, right? Like,
where is it
be
at?
Tucked away a little bit. And there was this one time, I don't even remember which airport it was, but there was the Spirit gates corner of the airport, and everybody heard this rumbling. You know, so people waiting to get on their flight and everything, and Spirit is telling them that their flight is late because it is always going to be late.
So much, it's always going to be late, for sure.
Like, and then from the ceiling, people were hearing. It's one thing to hear noises in a wall.
No, that'd be nuts, bro. That'd be nuts to be on a plane and an animal doing that.
A wall's already terrifying. You could be squirrels, could be a bird in there, nobody know. The ceiling, if I
seriously though, like seriously
hear noises above me, I have to leave.
Cause you don't know what's about this thing about to jump on your head, like, bruh.
And then out of nowhere, a couple tiles fall from the roof, and a possum falls out of the ceiling, holding on to one cord, trying to gain some leverage back. It's holding on like this.
Tell me, do you get a refund after this? After being traumatized like that? Who was that under? Like, hopefully it was under the middle.
And in the end, because here's the thing, whenever there's a wild animal doing something where they're not supposed to, right? I experience this with rats in New York all the time. When you see rats on the tracks and there's a distance, there's like a barrier there where you can just watch them and it's not that big of a deal. When you see the possum hanging.
Yeah, no barrier. That's too close to comfort.
From what probably are some pretty important wires.
Listen, are we about to fall out the sky? Like, we don't know what's about to happen.
I'm no electrician, but anytime I'm in a building and I see wires, I'm like, I bet they're supposed to be there. I bet you these wires do something. I don't think they just lay down extra for decoration inside the insulation. And so this possum is hanging on. He couldn't get the other leg up, so he's hanging like this. And people are recording and just watching, completely fascinated.
I'm scared for my life.
Until finally, the possum can't hold on anymore, and he drops to the ground. As soon as he drops to the ground, pandemonium. It's like, as soon...
Man, Lily, I didn't see it, though. I gotta find this video, and if y'all know the video, comment below, let me know.
As soon as he drops to the ground, chaos. As soon as the thing drops to the ground, first of all, it hit way harder than I thought. Possums must be much heavier than I thought they were.
They are.
Even the possums I've encountered, I've been like, all right, it's nimble, so I always assume nimble is light. But this thing, it just slammed. I was surprised it didn't knock itself out because it slammed the ground. Everybody heard the thud, and then even the gate agents hopped the desk. They were like, ah! Imagine you late now. Flight taking off late.
And you wondering why.
And people are calling, because they'll call the other airport. You know, people get in trouble when the flight's late for no reason. They call, why is your flight late? Why haven't you departed yet? And now you got to explain that there's a possum wreaking havoc at gate 47. We don't know where he is right now, all right? He could be anywhere. He could be behind us right now.
So I need somebody to come get him. We don't know what's going on. Come get him. That's crazy that you got to explain that.
I even saw, there was video. It was a plane taking off. Pretty sure it was a Spirit plane that was taking off. And you know how they pull that wheel back in? You know what I mean? They all go up in the plane. And as they were pulling it back in, half the wheel fell off. It's the beginning of the flight.
Man, that's brutal. Like, what pilot didn't check that, though, too?
The flight just started.
That's crazy. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Comment below. Let me know how y'all think about that. Let's find... We gotta find some more content, though. But we had to get some funny content in there. Inside a... Oh, yeah, we was watching this Cuba stuff, though. This was getting crazy.
This is the perfect pair for your iPhone, and it replaces 3 different chargers. So when I travel, I don't pack extra cables, I don't have to pack extra bricks. This covers my phone, my watch, and anything USB Type-C. It's probably the most useful thing in my travel bag.
What percentage of people do you think are suffering here in Cuba?
La mayoría. La mayoría.
What's your thoughts on communism?
Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Like, what y'all thinking about this Cuba stuff that's going on? This is crazy.
¿Qué piensa de comunismo?
De lo más malo que ha existido en la vida ha sido el comunismo. Porque realmente ninguna es comunista.
None of the gas stations are even in operation right now because there's quite literally no gas.
And we stand out like sore thumbs here, so they're wondering why we're here with cameras, interviewing people. They want to know what's happening and what people are saying. That's why people are not talking to us much.
They're asking why are we trying to leave the hotel early.
They want to talk to us.
Cuba right now is facing.
Like, how did they get here? And I'm wondering, like, why didn't they build why don't they got, they shouldn't even be running off as much as gas as they are. Why don't they got solar? Like, they got all that sun. Why are y'all not running off solar?
One of the largest humanitarian crises in
no solar panels.
The world. Cuba's government is a one-party communist-ruled country, and they are facing massive food shortages, daily blackouts, and a lack of medicine. And right now, a U.S. blockade is restricting oil and gas from coming inside of the country. With communism and socialism on the rise in the West, I wanted to see what life in communism is really like firsthand, as Cuba has been living underneath.
That's crazy that they blaming the U.S. though too.
Communism for over 60 years. Upon arrival, I completed all required documents and had received a visa for journalistic activity. However, once I landed, all my camera gear was seized, and within 24 hours, I was planning my escape out of Cuba after their intelligence followed me all day and a 2-star general came searching for me at the hotel. Now let's go see the reality of Cuba and eventually plan our escape out of Cuba. Where are the people at? ¿Dónde está la gente? No hay nadie aquí en la calle, no hay nadie aquí en estas casas. ¿Dónde está la gente?
The problem is that
this is crazy though, for sure.
There's no gasoline. It's not easy to move. Anyway, we have a lot of limitation for work.
None of the gas stations are even in operation right now because there's quite literally no gas. When the United States captured Maduro, their main supplier of gas and oil was shut off. So the country right now has hardly any gas, and if you do want to get gas, you have to wait in a line from the government. The guy that we're in our taxi with right now, he said his position to get gas is $1,200 in line, and gas from the government costs around $1, but gas, if you were to buy it on the black market, costs $10 per liter. That's $40
black market eating, I'll tell you that.
Per gallon if you were to buy gas.
They definitely should be creating some different, like, they should, but they limited on electricity. That's why I'm wondering, like, what is up with solar? Like,
here in Cuba.
That's the main thing I'd be trying to get right now, is some solar, like, so I could charge my batteries and
before they captured
all that sun they got.
Maduro, was there gasoline in the gas stations?
Always. It was easy. Nowadays it's really bad, but it was easy to get gasoline.
And for you,
every day you can go to the gasoline station and buy it normally. It was normal, but nowadays it's really bad.
¿Y cómo está sobreviviendo la gente aquí en Cuba?
Just imagine the reality of it. With 1,000 sacrifices and 1,000 daily struggles, the average Cuban citizen is the one really going through absolute hell here in this country.
It's so interesting being here in Cuba because everything is just like empty. It's almost very like North Korea-like when you come into a massive plaza and there's not even cars. Like, listen, right now you can't even hear a car in sight. And they have all of this other portraits of people and past leaders of Cuba, yet there's hardly anyone even here. It's very strange here. They're saying that this is even more quiet than during COVID, during the pandemic. Less people are even leaving the streets than during the pandemic. That's how bad the crisis is right now. And the Cuban people simply just don't have.
I see cars moving though. I see buses moving. Like, how is they that far behind in line and
have money, and they also just do not have the resources like gasoline to be able to go out and continue their normal lives right now. We headed to a nearby hospital, and from this moment on, we noticed we were being followed by Cuban police and their intelligence. After the word got out, I was asking people about communism. Inside of a communist country, there's no such thing as freedom of speech or freedom of the press. In fact, if you speak out against the current regime or against communism, your neighbor can then report you to an area inside of the neighborhood where the government or the police will then come after you, and you have the risk of being imprisoned for speaking out against the regime. And what's the reality of living inside of communism? ¿Qué es la realidad de vivir en comunismo?
Son presidentes todos, son jefes todos.
El gobierno.
Sí, así es que funciona.
Hay mucha gente que está muriendo por el comunismo.
Por eso mismo, porque no hay pastillas, no hay nada para darle a la gente.
And what would be your last message to the people about living life in communism?
Bueno, el último mensaje que daré es que lo más malo que hay aquí en Cuba es el comunismo, que viven todo en comunismo. Eso es lo más malo que hay aquí en Cuba ahora mismo, el comunismo.
They got that Cleveland jersey on.
¿Y qué piensa ahora de su propio presidente, Canal?
I'm not saying I mess with them. It's Detroit Pistons time.
Bueno, yo pienso que no tiene la capacidad para ser presidente, porque nos estamos muriendo de hambre. Si no trabajamos, nos morimos de hambre.
And do you believe that it's the responsibility of the government to give food to the people? ¿Crees que es la responsabilidad del gobierno para dar comida a la gente?
This is crazy though that they going through this though. Like this is insane that this is happening. Like, how is this happening? That's what I'm like. I'm still stuck on like, bro, why haven't y'all invested it in solar?
Sí.
And it's like people like, hey, I want to thug it out my way or the highway.
Porque son los jefes, tienen que abastecer al pueblo.
I've been seeing a lot of different these videos differently, like.
De lo que está haciendo Donald Trump con el A7 y con la gasolina, como no está dejando gasolina para entrar.
Hungry Root makes sticking to my anti-inflammatory diet so easy. I just started it.
Cracking up, like, wow.
If I was nervous, I wouldn't have a ton of options.
See, like, people are very scared to answer and even give questions and responses here because of communism. And because when you say communism, when they say that they control the food or they control the jobs, they also control the freedom of press here. So a lot of people aren't used to talking on camera. And ¿qué piensa eso de
que se cinga Díaz Canel? Que se cinga Díaz Canel.
Security had noticed that two random individuals had appeared while we were doing these interviews, and they decided it was time to leave. And what happened while we were conducting some of those interviews?
Right now, while we were finishing one of the interviews, some undercover cops, you could just tell they're undercover cops. They came out of nowhere. They got on better used phones than the average person here, and they were right away communicating with each other, and they were trying to corner us out, so that's why we had to get out of there.
So you do have government spies going around making sure that certain things aren't said.
Of course, and we stand out like sore thumbs here, so they're wondering why we're here with cameras, interviewing people. They want to know what's happening and what people are saying. That's why people are not...
Yeah, they want to control that narrative.
...talking to us much.
That's also why you don't ever see any videos come out of Cuba.
That's 100% why you don't see...
I did just see this one. A lot of people starting to make videos out of Cuba.
Videos come out of Cuba. It's very limited, the videos that you see come out of Cuba, because they control everything.
We headed into downtown Havana with the hopes that we'd shake off the...
Like, bro, this day downtown. This is crazy.
Two spies that were telling us. And I want you to notice the pure decay here. The streets and the buildings look like they're about to fall apart, and this is due to 50 years of no innovation inside of a communist country. We then went into one of the local markets to exchange some cash for some Cuban pesos.
And that's because we ain't buying all that cocaine no more. The drugs is dying down, so you know how that go. That's what I'm thinking, at least. I don't know.
And here in Cuba, their inflation has hit really hard here, so their peso does not really go that far, so the dollar does go a lot farther here. In fact, the average salary of someone here for the month is $14 USD. So right now we're exchanging here on the streets of Cuba, and you get a lot better price for your dollar versus if you were to do it at the airport here in Cuba. How would you say life is here in Cuba?
La situación está mala.
You talking about he got bro, he got to exchange with somebody on the street, bruh. Like, this is crazy. He exchanging his money with somebody on the street.
What do you think's
he
gonna
ain't
happen?
going no store. He exchanging it with a regular person. He got to...
With the future of Cuba.
You talking about the black market, bro. He's the definition of the black market.
Ustedes que vengan para acá.
¿Crees que los Estados Unidos van a tomar Cuba?
Claro que sí. Claro, tú ven para acá.
¿Y te gustaría que los Estados Unidos toman Cuba?
Claro que sí.
¿Y por qué?
Porque que vengan, esto aquí está malo. Claro, para trabajar con ustedes.
What's your opinion about communism?
El comunismo es malo.
And why is it bad? ¿Por qué está mal?
Está malo, no hay comida aquí.
¿Qué fue el cambio después de Maduro fue capturado?
No comment for sure. He like, y'all ain't about to take me out the game. Y'all ain't about to get me killed. No comment. No comment.
They can't talk about it. It's kind of interesting asking about these political situations that you could talk about in the United States completely freely, but a lot of people are timid, and you have to respect that because you don't want to put them in a bad situation. But people are very timid to talk about stuff politically here in the streets of Cuba. I mean, look at this one. You have coming down the street right here. This is just normal here in Cuba. It's kind of weird. The reason for the old cars here in Cuba is because in 1959 is when communism took effect, and the United States then later put an embargo on Cuba, which stopped new companies from working with Cuba, so all they had left was cars from the 1950s and earlier. Innovation tends not to take place.
Which is kind of not messed up, but it's like them cars is nice though, but I don't see no new cars there. And hey, them cars still work, I'm guessing.
Place in communism because there's no incentive for an entrepreneur to go out and create something because he'll receive no benefit because the state or the country, the government controls what goes in and out and also how much money you take from that underneath communism. So it completely kills entrepreneurship, which then kills innovation, and then you come up with a stagnant society like this one here in Cuba where they have not developed any much further than since around the 1950s. All these buildings here are still standing from the 1950s, but they have not innovated or there's nothing new here inside of this country. It's actually kind of sad to see. This man right here will explain just how dangerous it is to speak out against communism inside of a communist country. How's life in communism? ¿Qué es la realidad? What's the reality of it?
El comunismo, ya. Esa parte ahí no te puedo contestar esa parte porque no sé qué decirte.
La gente aquí, the people here, no pueden hablar sobre el comunismo, hablar en contra del gobierno.
Aquí tú hablas en contra del comunismo y te meten preso. Te desaparecen. Lo que pasa es que la gente tiene miedo a hablar, ¿me entiendes? Pero aquí tú hablas y te desapareces.
So if you speak bad about communism here in Cuba, you'll be taken into prison and you'll just disappear.
Te pueden meter días preso, ¿me entiendes? Te dan golpe y todo.
¿Es imposible para hablar sobre el comunismo?
No tengo nada que decir.
I don't have anything to say.
Yeah, this is what's super interesting about talking about communism.
Seriously, I ain't got nothing to say.
They cannot speak bad about communism here inside of Cuba. And because of the lack of oil inside the country, there's constant blackouts that are taking place each and every single day inside of Cuba. It's even affecting the education of the children. In fact, right now, inside of Cuba, the main university, the university that Fidel Castro attended, is currently shut down. And so right now, the children and the university...
But this been shut down for a long time, too. Way before the Black Age. Like, we only been Black Aging for, like, I ain't gonna say we, but the United States only been block aging for like 30, 40 days. Like, that school been closed longer than that.
University students of Cuba are having a hard time getting education. This is the National University of Cuba. I mean, this is a huge stadium they have, tons of seats, a track, and a football pitch, but it's all just has not been maintained whatsoever. Just the vents are all rusting and eroding. ¿Qué tal la vida aquí en Cuba? How's life here in Cuba?
Más o menos, no tan bien. Hay problemas de transporte y eso, pero...
What would you say the biggest problem is? ¿Qué diría que es el problema más grande para un joven?
El problema grande que hay en Cuba aquí es la luz.
La luz. ¿Cuántas veces al día se cortan la luz? How many times a day do they cut out the
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, why y'all ain't go solar?
lights?
Casi todos los días, de cualquier hora. A cualquier hora.
Unless you have a story, you don't have a way to persuade people.
We're gonna wrap up.
Yeah, how do you live?
But we're not wrapped up completely. I'm just use the bathroom. All right, what are 11 hours ago? Skinny is black, like never. 11 hours.
So today we had a really
Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to figure out, is aliens real too?
really huge, massive, gigantic reveal. I didn't know if I was going to go live today. I'm going to be honest.
But I don't think so, to be honest with y'all.
I really didn't. I didn't know. I was like,
looking at the universe, I don't, cause
you know, am I gonna?
But I do hear some suns are, and some worlds maybe been here longer than us. I don't know.
Do it? Am I not gonna do it? What's gonna happen? And then I saw that they released some alien shit, and I thought to myself,
why not?
Get the fuck up. Get up, retard. It's time to cook.
Time to cook something in the kitchen.
FBI files reveals reports of 4-foot-tall beings emerging from UFOs. This is the FBI. The FBI said this. Newly released FBI files. This is a mysterious 4-foot-tall crewman exiting a UFO in the 1960s, okay? The documents released Friday. FBI summarized reports of metallic craft capable of hovering silently, reaching fantastic speeds, and interfering with electromagnetic equipment. But the one thing most startling, sections involve testimonies of encounters with the apparent occupants of the craft. A few witnesses have reported
this is interesting.
Seeing crewmen who landed from the objects, the document stated, describing the beings as being 3.5 to 4 feet tall, wearing what appear to be spacesuits and helmets. There's no way, right? There's no fucking way. Hundreds of records, photos, and videos. Well, I mean, this is not real, right? I mean, this obviously not a picture of it. What the fuck? Wait, what? What is this? Okay, so, all right, let me go through. We're going to look at some more of this then. Pentagon
because any of this is real.
On UFO files show a star-shaped object moving in sharp...
Yeah, you got to fall, so you don't know what's real and not real on the internet. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Let me know if y'all think aliens are real, or let me know any more information. We're not going to watch this whole video, but we're going to watch some of it.
I mean, this is... What is this, like a Naru?
I don't know. I'm wondering the same thing. I ain't going to lie to you. Because what is this? It's crazy.
There's no way.
He got this Zelda music playing in the background, though.
What? This is from the It has a smoke.
Is this from the files, though? They too dangerous. We got to get away from them.
What the fuck? That's an angel? Isn't this kind of how they described angels in the Bible? Holy fuck. I mean, there's just like, seems to be reflecting something. Yeah, was the Bible right all along? Like, what the fuck is this? There's no way this is, there's no way. This is like a, This is like an icon on like a fucking... on like a computer.
Listen.
This is even hard. Oh my God.
One. Cover. With no pilot to compromise performance, even more unusual craft and propulsion systems have been designed and tested.
Yeah?
This incredible machine was originally designed to shoot
What is this? Like, was that?
down nuclear missiles and satellites.
That'd be convenient.
Yeah.
That's what we get for fast forwarding.
Just 12 inches long.
But I'm confused and I don't know.
Gyroscopic.
Are aliens real?
Perfectly balanced, and with thrusters at key points around its body, it is capable of instant changes of direction.
Cover. Cover. Cover tracking. Cover.
We didn't trap it. That's why they ain't coming back. They like, we sent some stuff down there that y'all ain't let come back.
I mean, maybe this is... Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know, guys. I really just as realistic...
It don't seem real, though.
Is the moon landing. We're up next. I'm nervous. We're supposed to believe this stuff now. Are we doing... Is what I think is going to happen, that like when the Epstein files get released, that they're so perverse, demented, evil, insane, and outlandish that people just can't comprehend, like the Goyim can't comprehend the severity of it, so they just turn it into a meme?
Possibly.
Is that it? Not really? I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's looking like that to me. Sodom and Gomorrah 2, dog. Look at polymarket odds for aliens. Okay. Oh, yes.
Yeah, no,
where is it?
Crazy. Is he gonna bet on it?
Man. What about December, though, at the end of the year? Oh, it's going up. That's really big. Did I miss the UFOs? We're talking about it right now. Why would they tell us about them now, though? Because people have been asking. And Trump's the president, and he'd be willing to do it. I mean, that's why. Department of War releases a UFO alien life files. Presidential unsealing. So this is it right here. Presidential unsealing war. Based on the tremendous interest shown, I will be directing this. Oh, so this is. Oh my God. Well, that looks like a fucking helicopter. What the fuck is that? Oh, it's a composite sketch. Okay, I was about to say. I was like, yeah, I don't know about this one, guys. Like, I think that one's not real.
Yeah. What is that?
A UAP that they saw from the fucking moon?
What is a UAP?
Oh my God. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a still from a video that the U.S. military operator reported as featuring a UAP flying across their screen. What the fuck?
What is going on?
What the hell is this? Now we know why they didn't go back. I feel like the moon would be kind of boring, right? Unresolved UAP report from the UAE? What the fuck? What are these? U.S. military operator reported observing UAP flying just above the surface of the ocean, taking multiple 90-degree turns at high speed. U.S. military operator reported UAP near Greece flying straight above the ocean towards land. What the fuck? Watch the videos? Well, I'm going through these first, right? Military operator reported UAP. Where is it? I can't even really entirely see it here. Yeah, let's see some of these videos.
My wife called me lazy because I never do the things I say I'll do. I thought it was depression. We were both wrong.
Yeah, I'm ready to see the videos. Directive, this is the first release. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's a lot of this. They are among us. Look at this UFO, white orb flying between turbines.
What do y'all see?
What the fuck?
Was it that?
What the fuck is... Ghost orbs? Yeah. I've seen faster drones. Yeah, but you don't look like that, right? I mean, I feel like they'd be able to tell if it was a drone, man. The USA last place on Earth, the aliens choose to play their aircraft. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know, people. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Comment below. Are aliens real? I don't know. I didn't start talking, so. What baddies are feeling? We found parts. Test like flights, dating trends. Forensic experience. What's going broke? Mask is fully off. Working for me. Exclusive. Two days. Let me explain. Do we want to watch this? They be having some decent content sometimes. What they reacting to? Woman sounds red pill now. I don't know about that. What else? He caught his girlfriend cheating at the airport. Are aliens hiding? 3 days, NASA didn't even know. Woman questioned officer. Skinny. Black hole bigger than our solar system. Tommy G. Let's go back to recently uploaded. Who was liking recently uploaded? 48 hours in Arizona. Charlamagne gets schooled by Dana White after bashing Trump. By Lieutenant takedown. Pop the balloon. Why do we keep going to the moon? Thank God we have body cams. Reacting to my viral video. End up like this. Country. He just snitched on himself doing his podcast. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Ruined him. We're kind of cooked. You're a princess.
What I've always said. Approximately 50 violent groups or gangs in Oakland with an active membership between 1,000 and 1,200 people, which represented just...
Ladies love toxic love. Trunk for shooting, or be careful, medical glass, Texas drives accused, black job crisis, Fed sees. What does Meta actually do now? He got a lot of views in one day. Why is oil such a big deal? Edge cutting business news. Should we watch this? We could watch it.
In the beginning, there was nothing. Then, there was Facebook, a sparky social media startup determined to connect us, led by an ambitious Caesar-cut Caucasian. But then Facebook announced a big change with this video of a ghost chasing...
Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, comment below. What does Meta actually do now?
...you around an empty, haunted tech office.
I believe the metaverse is the next chapter for the internet. So I've been thinking a lot about what this means for our company and who we are. Together, we can finally put people at the center of our technology and deliver an experience where we are present with each other. I am proud to announce that starting today, our company is now Meta.
I will accept no more mealy-mouthed word shenanigans from this animatronic boy man. This was all, somehow, 4 years ago. Now, Meta is a multi-pronged corporate behemoth. Mark dresses like a 19-year-old Xanax dealer, and I remain clueless as to what this company actually does. But today, I'm gonna change that.
Put an ad right there.
It may be be hard to remember, but Facebook started as just a simple social media site, a digital sanctuary of sorts.
It did. I don't remember. This was before my time, I'll tell you that.
Where millennials could poke each other raw. But within a few years, we
do remember that.
We found out that everyone on Earth really fucking loves this shit. Facebook became home to over 1 billion users a day and went on to acquire
which created all
companies like Instagram and WhatsApp. This growth, however, set the stage for an embattled PR stretch that included the fallout from an alleged spreading of so-called fake news during the 2016 election, revelations that Facebook had become a platform for Russian espionage, and the Cambridge Analytica scandal, in which the British political consulting company secretly harvested data on a whole bunch of Facebook users. All of which inspired Mark Zuckerberg to close ranks and amass more and more unchecked power within the company. But if 2016 to 2021 was an embattled stretch for the artist formerly known as Facebook, then 2021 to now has been perhaps even more battled. This concept of Meta's metaverse never really caught on the way they thought it would, and soon its operations were bleeding cash like the money monster when you stab it, leading Meta to effectively shutter this iteration of their metaverse.
Metaverse, even though Meta lost roughly 80 billion in niche interests. Some business digital Roblox, Fortnite became more popular.
Efforts at a near $80 billion loss, which would be a lot if the company didn't already make over $200 billion a year. Enough money to empower Zuckerberg's new aggressive investments into artificial intelligence, or in 2 letters, AI. Meta's AI push has mostly been defined by hiring top engineers with splashy NBA All-Star salaries and, more recently, unveiling a new model to relatively positive reception. This is happening concurrently with a broader cultural reckoning against big tech, with Meta and another website recently losing a landmark court case in which a jury ruled.
Yeah, which that's crazy. That's social media, and they fighting it too. They like, we not just giving up on that.
They knowingly designed features that were addictive and harmful for a young user. So overall, Facebook's transformation into Meta has brought us a long way. The point-and-click social media site is now a corporate behemoth gunning on AI and printing out smart glasses, which have built-in perv cameras and might also one day have facial recognition technology, despite the fact that Meta's been fined in the past for violating user privacy. Dan?
What was the purpose of the rebrand? Was it to try and separate themselves from the pretty damaged name that Facebook was building?
I think that was part of it, although they'll say that wasn't it at all. I actually do buy their explanation that...
Yeah, because they're not just Facebook no more. You know, Facebook is just one part of it. Just one app.
At the time, you know, Facebook had done some big acquisitions. So they had Instagram, they had WhatsApp, they had Oculus. If you have all these things, it starts to become confusing, like Instagram brought to you by Facebook, right? And so it was to have this holding company thing. And you could look to like what Google did with Alphabet. It was a similar thing where it was becoming very sprawling and there were all these new bets and new companies. And, you know, you don't want to have like Waymo brought to you by Google, right?
Alex Heath is an independent tech reporter who writes...
Yeah. That's what I was figuring too. They got so many other companies.
The newsletter sources.
What does Meta actually do?
From a business perspective?
From a business perspective, yeah.
It sells your attention. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's entertainment. It sells entertainment, I feel like.
How they make money is selling attention. Should have been more specific. And then Meta's attention is definitely less focused.
Alex Heath was undeniably qualified, but he was also being undeniably sassy to me as a guest on my very own show.
How they make money is selling attention. Should have been more specific. Should have been more specific.
Completely disrespectful.
Say yeah.
So I found myself another also qualified reporter who's been covering Meta for a super long time and asked him the same question, hoping he'd be nicer to me. What does Meta actually do?
I mean, I think that's a really good question.
That's how you treat Daddy Danny. This mustachioed rock and roller right here isn't just a great guy to fist some IPAs and argue about the best 2000s post-hardcore. bandwidth. Nope, Mike Isaac is also the New York Times Silicon Valley correspondent.
I would still say at the end of the day, this is a company powered by...
This is Pocket.
Yeah, they sell.
I never go any.
It's an entertainment app. They sell entertainment. I feel like.
The app, Instagram, the app, those are far and away just their money machines. They have WhatsApp, they have a hardware business where they make VR headsets, they have a hardware business where they make Ray-Ban camera glasses, and God, they have Threads, which is like, which is a Twitter clone. So they're doing a lot of stuff, and yet their name is basically after this one specific thing, their rebrand from a few years ago, that is still kind of, TBD on whether it still exists, is what I'd say.
From my perspective, as the normie consumer, it seems like Meta's pretty much just walked back on the whole, at least investment in the metaverse. I mean, how much of that is true?
I think it's totally fair to say it's on life support. They also keep saying, though, we're still doing it, we're still building hardware. They would argue, and there's some sort of philosophical debate around what the metaverse is, mixing a bunch of different realities at once. That's what I think the traditional metaverse is. What Meta did was kind of make it into metaverse equals VR, right? These headsets that we think everyone is going to use. Turns out no one used them, or at least very few, compared to the almost, $80 billion cumulatively across a bunch of different projects that they spent doing this. And they're really scaling back those efforts now.
I'm about to spit 6 letters at you.
Yeah, because time is so fast. I'm done with this video. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, comment below. Time moves so fast, you don't have time to do stuff. His living was based on believing he was rich. This can't be no.
Hey bro, we be making fun of our parents for believing everything on the internet, but don't act like this man didn't have us all fooled. Meet Dan, and you see, Dan had a problem. His life was crumbling before his very eyes, because you see, his living was based off of you believing he was rich. Listen, when you're a public figure...
What's the name? Do we want to go on our other page? See what we can find on there? Let's see what videos we can react to on this page. Let's see what's on here. This is mostly gonna be kind of sports related. Last asleep. She trying to make her a new. Single man. Yeah, a lot of stuff on here is just sports. 500 years frozen in time. Don't ain't nobody. British actors. Days ago. He did pretty good on that one though, actually. Bro, it just happened for him. How long he been posting? 3 years. He got a couple of them that went crazy, but it's like his second one that hit the highest. Because his other Drewski hit the highest a month ago. You just got to keep at it. Keep hitting them trending topics. Just got to keep at it. That's all we got to do. I test your streamers. What was that? My Girlfriend's Part 2. Yeah. I was rich. Was right about YouTube. What he talking about? He blocking his face out though.
You don't know what an AI work management platform is? Yikes. Here's 3 new AI-powered changes.
Looking back at it, Corey X Kenshin was absolutely right in the situation between him and YouTube. For those who don't know, there was a major controversy that happened a couple years ago where Corey was calling out YouTube for favoritism and racism. Pretty crazy accusations to make in the current age of the internet, but the proof he had to back it up was undisputable, with YouTube essentially blacklisting his channel from the platform every time he had a few videos perform well, while allowing other creators of different races to post the same content and receive 0 consequences. And believe it or not, things have only continued to get worse ever since this situation happened, with numerous extremely large content creators getting completely demonetized off the platform without any notice, which for many of these creators makes absolutely no sense at all. And like I stated before, this would all stem from a single video Corey X Kenshin made on a game called The Mortuary Assistant, where shortly after it was posted and reached #1 trending in the world, it would get completely age restricted off the platform, forcing Corey to make a video about what he believes to be racism and favoritism behind the scenes on the YouTube team.
This is the situation. August 18th, I uploaded The Mortuary Assistant. A lot of you would know it got age restricted because the following video I did, I let you guys know it got age restricted. YouTube didn't tell me why. I saw that all these other YouTubers were playing The Mortuary Assistant and only my
video. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Video seemed to be age restricted, and I looked for like an hour, 2 hours. I was scrolling all different types of people's video. No one else.
They got that Detroit hat on. I wonder if he's from Detroit. That's crazy. They had the same exact chain too.
This was age restricted. So I appealed the restriction. Hey guys, I'm not sure why mine got age restricted. Could you look into this? Appeal rejected. They doubled down. The policy team said, no, Corey, your video is restricted for good reason. We're not going to tell you why, but it's restricted. That's our final decision.
Now this was extremely strange, because Corey is one of the top gaming creators on the entirety of YouTube. Some would even say that even based off the stats, he is the #1 gaming creator. So why would YouTube be targeting him specifically in a situation like this? Why would he be the only one getting age restricted on a gameplay that so many other people also did around the exact same time? And why would they double down on it even after he appealed it, even knowing that so many other creators have also played the game on the platform? Rightfully so, it didn't make much sense to Corey at all. And it really did seem like something was up with the YouTube team, specifically because one of the other big creators that didn't get any age restriction from this gameplay was Markiplier, who is obviously another extremely large creator.
They used 38.6 million. It's crazy.
On YouTube, comparable to Corey in the size of their channels. And this obviously once again would be extremely confusing, and something that he would ultimately bring up in this video.
I get with my YouTube rep, I send him an email, hey, could you look at this? This is some weird stuff going
Somebody, you got a rep. That's how you know you made it. You got a rep.
on. Only my video got age restricted. My YouTube rep, who isn't on the policy team, he looked at my video and he said, hey, it could possibly be this part at the end where the woman was battling some depression, and I'm just gonna leave it there, lest this video also get age restricted just because I'm talking about it. So I looked at that part. The first thing I did was try to find other YouTubers who had that part, or at least a part similar. Now, Markiplier, I don't know if you'll ever see this, but I just want you to know I have a lot of respect for you, and I didn't mean to drag you into the middle of this. Your channel just happens to be a great reference point because
Man, talking about bruh.
Because A, you're a really big YouTuber, and B, you're not black. So I can look at your channel, and then I can look at my channel or look at anyone else's channel and make sure that the things in the games that you play, that they're enforcing the rules equally to everybody. So I go to Markiplier's Mortuary Assistant Part 3, and he had the same situation going on, and his video wasn't age restricted. So I send the video to my YouTube rep. I say, hey, Markiplier has this situation in his video, but his isn't age restricted. Could you send that to the policy team and see what they say about that?
And this is where the entire situation would get absolutely insane, because after Corey,
No, that's crazy.
Corey would send,
especially when you show him something,
all this information to his YouTube rep, and they would realize that the rules are clearly not being enforced well towards everybody, they would end up removing the age restriction from Corey's video, which to some people might be the entire issue resolved. But to people like Corey, who is literally one of the top creators on the site, it definitely seemed like there was something shady going on behind the scenes. Almost like some people didn't like Corey or had something against him. And it's really hard to tell.
No, that's nuts.
If the thing they have against him is his skin color in particular, but it's definitely something that shouldn't be ruled out.
What do you think happened after that? I'll give you a second.
If you're a producer who hates AI, this plugin might change your mind. This is reimagining Co-Producer. You can take any sample.
They came back and they removed my age restriction. They took it off.
It took all of that. It took all of that.
After they already rejected my appeal, I sent them the clip of Markiplier's video that has the same thing, and they removed it. Now, my YouTube rep, he was excited. He was, oh, great, this is awesome. Look, Corey, they took the age restriction off.
Nah, bro.
I said, why? I expected them to triple down.
Exactly, triple down on it. Take his, age restrict his now.
Down. And give Markiplier an age restriction too. But they looked at Mark's video and they used that to verify my innocence. So I send my YouTube rep a lengthy email detailing my feelings about the entire situation, feeling like there was some favoritism at play, there was either that or some racism at play, and that I would like to sit down with the policy team and figure out why my video was flagged in the first place. Actually, number one, was it automated or was it a human that age restricted?
That's the big question.
In the first place. Number two, who was the human reviewer? Because it's a human reviewer. Once you submit an appeal, who was the human reviewer that doubled down and rejected my appeal? Number three, why did it take Markiplier's clip in order for them to reverse the decision?
These were all extremely good questions on Corey's part, as all of these things that YouTube was doing against his content really made it seem like there was some sort of motive against him in particular. Whether that be because they just don't like Corey as a creator, whether the people on the YouTube team are genuinely racist, or anything like that. Regardless, it's not right whatsoever. It's not right to single out creators who have done absolutely nothing wrong at all, just because you may not like them for some specific reason. However, it really did seem like someone or a group of people on the YouTube team didn't like Corey for some reason and were trying to take them
Even worse if it's the AI.
down. So with Corey's mortuary assistant video being #1 trending, someone on YouTube might have wanted to take it off of that and
Yep. Right there. Because it was #1 trending. Let me take you off that high horse.
age restricted the video. But obviously this is all just an accusation and something that happened a very, very long time ago. Regardless though, YouTube's response to Corey's email to them about them having favorites and or being racist would only make this situation 10 times worse.
You know it, because don't do that. You better keep your mouth shut.
So another day, another 2 days go by, and what do you know? They re-age restricted the video. They re-age restricted the video. I say, no way did they do that. I go to Markiplier's video now, and now his video is age restricted. They got caught with their pants down. They got called out, and then they had to go back and say, oh, whoa, okay. We see the narrative that he's kind of pushing here. We need to take some steps back. We need to just age restrict them both and be done with it. You thought that I wasn't gonna like talk about this, make a video about it? You realize
that I wasn't about to follow up?
It's how bad this looks for you, YouTube. You realize how unfair this comes across. I, in all my years, have never seen a video get age restricted, de-age restricted, and then age restricted again. Have any of you ever seen that happen before? They saw that I saw that there was some unfair stuff going on, so then they tried to appease me by de-age restricting the video. I say, wait, why are you doing that? Because I sent Markiplier's clip. And then they say, oh, okay, well, let's just age restrict them both. Why is my channel so much more thoroughly scrutinized? Especially so when I've been #1 trending multiple days in a row, which I've done multiple times. And every single time I start to get an uptick in traction, an uptick in activity, here comes YouTube coming through. Hey, let's get him for that video from 2019. Yeah, you see this, Corey? No, this is bad. It wasn't bad the 9 months that I was off the platform. It was only bad when I got back and I was #1 trending.
The fact that after Corey accused the YouTube team of having favorites or being racist, and then they instantly folded and age restricted both Mark and Corey's video at the same time, just proves Corey's point once again. They used Markiplier's video to prove Corey's innocence, which simultaneously proves that they have favorites in some way, shape, or form. That they'll age restrict certain people rather than others for whatever reason they see fit, whether that be their own personal beliefs or due to them possibly not liking an entire group of people. And as Corey stated, pretty much every single time something like this would happen, it was always right after he reached a major milestone, or after one of his videos would do extremely well and reach #1 trending.
Now I realize that when you call someone a racist, that's a very, very serious accusation. But I can tell you the people on that policy team, those shadow people that are anonymous and get to enact their will however they see fit. How can we be sure that they take a black person's video and a white person's video and it can be the same exact video and they restrict the black person's video but not the white person's video? I feel I've been mistreated for a long time. I mean, even when we hit 10 million subscribers and I was supposed to get my diamond play button and there was no correspondence, these situations always coincide with an uptick.
Picked a great main, but your voice doesn't quite match it? We have a fix. VoiceMod gives you over 150
of growth. And it always just comes off like we can't let this black guy get too high up. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm telling you, that's how it comes off. I don't see any other YouTuber that gets #1 trending many times, and then all of a sudden they're getting age restricted and they're getting copyright strikes and all of that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Point them out. I want to see them. I'll retract this entire video. I'll make a public apology to
that's crazy. Definitely crazy.
YouTube. I have no problem. My dad taught me, if you make a mistake, be a man and address it and apologize. I will do that, no problem. But to me, you know what it comes off? It comes off whenever Corey Kenshin starts doing some crazy numbers or getting on trending too much. We got to find something. We got to get him for something. He's got to have done something.
And the main issue that everyone had with this entire situation is the simple fact that YouTube is always trying to portray themselves as a platform that is fair for everyone. But whenever you see something like this, where Corey is very clearly being mistreated compared to other content creators that make videos on...
Yeah, no, that was crazy. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, comment below. That was interesting. Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap up right here. 2 hours live. That was some good time live. I miss being live, so catch me. We got some videos to edit, and we'll go from there.